How we looking?
Okay, we are already live. Okay, just keep the countdown. You can share up. You can share now because it's live, and now we put the countdown. Okay,
I don't have any slides. I'm just going to talk.
so okay, you can share. Um, okay, 1 second. Perfect, perfect. So, hello everybody. I hope that everybody is listening correctly. I think so. I'm very, very, very excited to making this live. Sorry about my broken English, but it's not my mother language, and I'm really, really, really excited with our special guest. I call him a legend, but I'm not the only one. He's very, very successful in this industry, in multi-level marketing industry. Steve Merritt started 37 years ago. I started 32 years ago, so we have a 5 years gap and a big account gap. But this is a dinosaurs talk today, okay? Steve is a guy that is not MLM jumper, you know, MLM junkie. He have one of the best and stable careers and consistent careers that I know in the industry. I know a lot of leaders. He makes only one move in the industry when it changed from one company to the other many years ago. And what is done in the last 35 months was completely amazing. So amazing that Eric Ward, for instance, called them to make a special interview because from nowhere, LifeWave from nowhere show up and now right now is number one momentum company in all the industry. And in 35 months, Steve Merritt and his wife Gina assemble a team from scratch that makes 500 million in sales in the last 35 months. This is completely incredible. It breaks all the records on the industry. I never heard nothing like this. And imagine a person that have a so stable career to make a decision to start from scratch in another company. It must be something really special. So he don't move to have a 10K months check to another thing. No, he moves that is one of the top leaders on this industry and make this move. And I want him to talk a little bit who is Steve Merritt, okay? But then we will want to concentrate on his vision, why he makes this move, and why and where is the moment that is making this incredible phrase, this is it, and why this is it born, okay, and why he thinks that this is it, and what is this craziness about LifeWave and all these kind of results. This was the results that I heard about it when it started 3 years ago, and I thought, well, this is nothing. It's not possible that this is really great. I made a huge mistake 3 years ago. I don't get the same vision as Steve, so don't make the same mistake as I made. Okay, so Steve, thank you to be here. I know that you have gazillion people ask for your time. We are friends for long time, and it's your servant heart to be here with us. Take your time with a lot of people asking for your time. So I'm very honored to have you here and really thank you to take your time and to explain this vision to all the Portuguese people, to all Europe, and from all the friends around the world, okay? So thank you, Steve. Okay, you don't have sound. You have to put, okay?
Mute you, Silvio. All right. It is so exciting to have us together. We got a lot of history together, and I'm so excited to be on the podcast today. You're a longtime friend. You mean a lot, you and your family, and we're looking forward to helping a bunch of people today on this podcast. So I'm so excited to be sharing with everyone, and more importantly, excited to be on here with you.
Yeah. I'm very excited to work.
Yeah, come on, let's help these folks.
So, who is Steve? Tell us a little bit about your story before LifeWave, and then try to immerse us in your vision about LifeWave One, why you make so important move on the industry. Okay.
Okay. Well, first of all, I just, am a normal guy, just been raising a family, 4 kids, 7 grandkids. Years ago, 37 years ago, I was a pro athlete, skied on the U.S. ski team for 10 years, became a world champion. But as successful as I was, I was still open and looking. So that's a spirit that you need to have if you're going to win and succeed at something else. You can't be so stuck on what you've done that that's the only thing. But I was open. I didn't know what I was looking or praying for back then, but I knew I wanted something. And a gentleman that I really respected, he actually let me run my training center out of his marina. Very successful man. Said, you got to take a look at this business that I've got involved with my wife. You and Gina need to look at it. And when I sat down with him and I saw how he drew it out, how it really resembled franchising, that I was intrigued. And you could start on a credit card and it had products that everybody needed. Just like here, where we're at here, we've got a technology that everybody must have. It's different than when you got something that nobody else or just a few people need. It needs to be something that everybody else needs. I never forgot. From that point on, I've been excited about what the potential is for this industry. Didn't have the greatest. We succeeded as far as hitting ranks and winning from a perspective of you were moving up the ladder, but we didn't really win big financially with that first company, Gina and myself. But I was all in. I mean, the guy said, okay, what do you think? I said, well, I'm ready to sign up. He didn't even have a kit. Didn't have nothing. I'm like, why did you share with me? We waited months to sit down, go home and get the kit. Your wife's going to come to our house because we were having like a coffee and we'll wait. And I said, bring another one for my best friend. He's going to sign up as well. And these eyeballs were this big, and so that's when I started this industry. And I actually wanted to take people out of their misery because I love what I did. And everyone came to my training center and said they didn't want to be stuck to a job. So I would share it with them. They said, oh my gosh, I'm going to take everybody out of their misery. When I went to go share this with them, they said, I don't want to do it. I'm like, man, you must not be that miserable. Your misery must not be that bad. But you're looking for people, a lot of the times the people that you never thought would do it, where they look like they're having fun. I never complain. My wife, she was a flight attendant for 25 years, still would love to be one. She's retired since 2008, but the people that complain, usually when you get with here, they complain as well. So I'm just giving a little bit as I go, Sylvia. I figure I'd give some people some tips, the people that are complaining that they'd like to have something more, or they're complaining about whatever their career is. A lot of times they complain here. So a lot of the times the people that are positive, upbeat, you never would think they would do it are the ones that do it. So keep that in mind. But we've only signed up twice in our life. So we had some success there, not really financially, had like a 10-year sabbatical where we didn't really do much. We still were in the business. But then I took a look at another company and just starting like a regular person, again, not having success financially. That's why I was a little skeptical. I didn't even do anything for 4 months. I signed up to be nice, and my wife said, sign us up. So I just was being nice. But then I got an email that my friend was making $1,500 a week, and somebody got in his sponsor got a bus, and I always wanted one of those big buses. So I said, okay, I'm going to do it, but I was mad. So some of you might be mad. I didn't want to do it, is why I was mad, but I had no choice. How else am I going to make an extra $1,500 a week or more? And on top of that, the gentleman was an electrical engineer. Now, I'm not trying to pick on that career, but all he does is talk to wires, no people. I figure if he could make it, surely we could do it because we can talk to people. And I was mad. I actually drove 5 hours one way that night, a couple nights later, and 5 hours back, got home at like 4 a.m. and we started that, and we helped over 200 people make $1 million in that one. Obviously, we made incredible amounts of money, and the success that you have when you help other people win. That's why I said my friends first won. The only way this works is you got to love to help other people. If you don't like that quality in life, then you're going to have a hard time. You got to be someone that is going to want to inspire, because that's the only way this works is you got to be excited about helping others win and succeed. That's why I'm on here today. I want to not only talk to Silvio, but all of you to say, hey, if you want to win, here's some qualities, here's some skill sets, here's some things that I saw. But I built that business mad, not wanting to do it. So maybe
you became
you want to do it.
That company. It's amazing. And the most important thing is not you become the number one, but the crazy amount of people that you help to
Yeah.
be a millionaire in
Yeah.
that company was astonished. In that
Yeah.
time, you start establishing records,
Yeah.
that time. So
And
it's
again, we didn't suit out trying to. We just started building. We needed to. We were hungry. I will say that we were hungry. Nobody could tell that we really didn't have a lot of money, but we needed money. So that's another trait, Silvio. Don't look desperate. Even if you are, try not to look desperate. Just keep going through your life and keep doing what you're doing, but have a positive attitude and look for people that would want something more.
so back to 35 months ago or a little bit more. You are you and Gina were very, very, very successful. I was with you in your homes. It's an incredible lifestyle. But what takes a person that are so successful that can be comfortable for his entire life look for another thing, and what brings you what were the moment, what brings you to LifeWave? What was the story behind it? Okay.
Okay. First of all, you made a good point. The lifestyle that you can achieve in this industry, I've never seen anything like it. Because not only do you have, like, there's people out there, and this could be one of you that's watching today, that have a lot of time, but you got no money. Okay. Then there's other people that have a lot of money. Maybe it's a doctor or an attorney, but they got no time. Okay. Even a CEO, they can make the kind of big money, but the responsibility and the thing, and they say, well, we travel, but we're talking about traveling with friends. Sylvia and I have been on trips all over the world with our wives, with friends, having a great time, not like you're by yourself, traveling. It's not the same. But the
Remember.
lifestyle really gets me turned on, and it's the journey is worth it if you want to know about what's the end result. That's why I was mad, but I still did it because I knew where the journey was. So I just want to make that happen. So this is one reason why I was looking for something else, because I love the industry and I love the way you can bless other people. And I wanted to say too, going back to that question, is you don't want to age 60, 70, even 80 years old and not have a purpose. That's a good sign for dying fast. If you got a purpose, you got something to live for, you're going to have a kick to your step, a spark in your life. People want to be around you, including your spouse, including your kids and your grandkids. My grandkids were like saying, Pop doesn't do anything. He doesn't have nothing to do. And Gigi, that's what Gina's name is, Gigi, and I'm Pop, and they were saying they don't do nothing. And I said, that's got to change, because I got to set an example for these kids. And Gina just spoke, you heard her at the last event that we had. And my one son, they're into diving, so they're doing all these flips over off the diving board. And my one grandson, he's 10, said, I'm going to go get a college degree, and I'm going to go to college. I'm going to get a diving scholarship. And my other grandson, who's 11, he said, hey, I ain't going to college. I'm going to do what my pop does. I love talking to people. I love being around people, just like him and Gigi. I'm going to be a millionaire. So you see, at least they're watching and seeing what you're doing. Your kids are watching, people are watching. That's part of the thing. The question, answering this question, is I didn't want to sit around and just collect a check, be doing nothing. I want to be an inspiration. But for over a year, we were searching. I couldn't find anything. Everything that I saw in this industry, which is what we really wanted to do, was not the kind of product, not the kind of technology that we were really interested in. Until we found out about the X39, and then I did a little research and saw that the company been around for 20 years and mostly promoted by doctors. So this is my research I'm seeing. So they paid every single week for 20 years. They had a patented product that just recently came out. So they had some other products. The founder didn't even want to didn't want to go into the network marketing space. That's different than a normal owner. Normal owners, Silvio and I know this, they want to make money. So they quickly find a product, they find a doctor that'll tell them how good it is. They pay the doctor. So the doctor, of course, is going to say how good it is. We don't have a doctor here. The doctor is the owner. He's the founder, he's the inventor, so we don't need to hire one. It's been his calling since the 1990s. He's been working on this technology. So that really started to inspire me that nobody was taking it serious like a business, what the potential could be. Now, the little checks that people were making, I was a little scared because I want to make some big money. I don't play small. Silvio doesn't play small. That's why we're on here today. None of my friends play small. And even if you do think small, we're going to start getting to think bigger. But now, since we started and treated it like a business with a proven system that we offer for free, we mentor the people to help them succeed. It's the only way you can win in a big way so that you don't have to do all the work. Like my phone is right here, Silvio. I got the ringer on and it never rings because everybody knows what to do. So there's things that you need to put in place that are simple that everyone can understand, but you must have a product. Silvio, you would agree with me, right? You need something that's patented. I don't care what you're going to build. You better have something that's patent, that is exclusive, that nobody else has, and it's got to work. I mean, because he's been working on this since the 1990s, it's such a superior technology, and which is a product that it's not even fair how good it works. You put it on somebody and they're going to get a result, whether they do it in a, we call them, there's some that have them in 24 hours, but some it might take a little longer. But the exciting thing is it works. And through the urinalysis and the blood work that they do tests on their case studies, everybody, 97% of everybody gets a result. So that's a pretty high ratio, and it's got to work, and it's got to be affordable. You know, just because we're in America here, you guys are in Portugal, it better be something that's affordable that everybody can afford to use. But so I took a little bit of time, like a year, looking and searching. We were so frustrated with the network marketing opportunities that we were thinking about going into real estate. Because if you look back 36 months ago, longer than that, because we're doing our research, real estate was booming in South Florida. Now it's not booming anymore. You know, some people might even say to us, like, well, what if this doesn't last? I'm like, well, you know, what if your company doesn't last? What if real estate doesn't last? What if AI takes over everybody's jobs? I mean, you can't have a doom and gloom attitude. You got to say, hey, look, they've paid out for 20 years. Gene and I have been in for 36 months, and they paid us every single week. That's a pretty good track record.
One of the things that I'm sure that you see, that we that have a lot of experience in this industry, uh, when we see a product that really changed people's lives, that creates people that are really crazy about the product, that it's completely impossible to try to stop them to talk about the product, because there is so many histories. For instance, a person in Spain that was 14 years in bed because she has fibromyalgia, and in 2 years of having the patch, this technology, she changed completely his life. So it's completely impossible for her not to speak about it. So it gets viral even if you don't want it. And the person that gave the technology, she's so proud about ourselves to bring this technology to their friend, because she was able with this technology change their friends' lives.
Yep.
This is an energy that a company, that doesn't matter if it's multi-level marketing or not, a company that have something so powerful in the marketplace, because they have a range of people that if you say something about this badly, they bite you, you know, because they know that this changed their life. So it's impossible to tell them that it doesn't work. So I'm sure that when you saw LifeWave and this product and what this product do in this life, you see there's nothing with this in the marketplace.
Yep.
If this company is so solid as it is in 20 years with this product, I will do something that never done on the marketplace. I'm sure I was not there, but when I start to understand this vision, that's what comes to my mind. I really understand the power of having this. There is no other company in MLM All the other companies are more the same, potions and lotions. This not change the lives of people, you know. So this is completely unique. Nobody has this. There is no competition. I'm sure that you saw this. That's the vision that you bought, correct? I'm
Well,
correct?
look at you just got started and look at how excited you are. You can't stop talking. So this is what, we started to see. I did this research and then once I started making phone calls, uh, everyone that I spoke with, I mean, the the technology works from the light from your body. That is off the chart. The gentleman's got 200 patents, David Schmidt, and when you start hearing how it works, it mirrors back at your body, elevates your copper peptide, reactivates your own stem cells. When you say that word stem cells, it's like everybody it's like a pin drop. They all want to hear about it. And then I say, because nobody knows that your stem cells that make up every organ in your body goes dormant. That was my main focus when I spoke to everyone to this day. I asked people, do they know anything about stem cells? Do they know that your brain, your liver, your heart, your stem cells, and every organ, including your skin and your eyes and your hair, are going dormant? Nobody has known this for 36 months. Even friends of friends, nobody knows. And when I tell them, they kind of get scared. Even me, I was like, I was 59, so I'm almost 60. I figure I might have two active stem cells left in my body. So I better hurry up and put it on. So that, which because nobody knows, and what's a business person? What is an entrepreneur? They look for a solution for a situation or a problem, and there it goes. Now combine that, which I'm sure everywhere who's ever watching this around the world, if America's going through this, everybody else is. Silvio, I have never seen a time. We talked about how long we've been in this industry. Until I start just 36 months ago, that people are open to what we have as far as a business. I've never seen this before. It's always like my job, my company, or my retirement is going to take care of me. But with the cost of living that's gone up now here in America, cost of a car in the last 4 years has doubled and tripled. Their boss is not keeping up, or their company is not keeping up with that kind of a cost of living. Same thing with groceries, going out to dinner, any kind of appliances, anything you got to buy is just gone through the roof. So now everybody I spoke with, 36 months ago it started. Everybody was been more proactive about their own health, and they're more open than I've ever seen to I call it a non-brick and mortar opportunity. There's no employees, no risk, no inventory. The company takes care of shipping everything. They take care of the customer service. I mean, you got nothing to do. You just talk to people and get paid. I mean, how, and you stick stickers on people. So when I started calling and everybody was responding, I don't want my stem cells dormant and I need to make money. In 4 days, I told my wife, Gina, that this is like dialing for dollars. I've never seen anything like it. Dialing for dollars. You call, they're getting in. They call. I mean, now, if they don't have common sense, we hopefully can get over there and put a patch on them so that they can come to their senses, because their brain is one of those people that's unbalanced. So we got to balance their brain or something. If you got a spouse and they're a bit negative, we got a lot of testimonies of people become more positive. So who would want a spouse to be negative for the rest of their life? Put the patch on, they're positive. So it's very, very fun.
Yeah, it explodes in the last 35 months when you started, but it's amazing because when Paulo talked about this 3 years ago, I really don't recognize the importance of this thing, that it seems so simple, you know. And two months ago, when he talking me again with together with Hugo, he showed me his check, and he showed me your check. And I said, what? What? No, it cannot be. It cannot be. There is something here that I miss for sure, because no one makes this amount of money in 35 months. When Paulo told me that your team made $500 million in sales with one product. A company has a lot of them. You only promote one.
Yeah.
It blow my mind. So I say, man, I have to check this very carefully. because there is something here that I don't understand from the beginning. And when I start to, okay, so 3 years, there is proofs that the business can move really fast. I'm not here, as you talk in the beginning, I'm not here to have another income in my home. I'm here to earn the millions, you know. I'm here to help a lot of people to earn millions. I'm not here to play, you know. So when I saw the millions, your millions and people, Paulo millions, I say, stop. And when I start to see all the crazy results of the product, I finally understand that this is so viral because people are not stupid. You know, you go to a meeting and you start, well, I have here a shampoo that smells so good. And with this shampoo, your hair will be incredible. Well, I have here a shake and you can lose weight with this shake. Of course, you have 1 million shakes, different shakes in the shelves, but this shake tastes so good and you will lose so many weight. Well, people are tired of this message because this message is not compelling. You know, people are not stupid. So when you go to talk about MLM in a normal company, this message is not compelling anymore because it's more the same. And when
Well, that goes back to what you were saying. You asked me the question, how did we come up to decide that this is it and come up with the name, This Is It? It didn't take long before we saw the same thing you were seeing as we were going about our way. And I turned to Gina and I said, what should we say our team name? What should we? She said, This Is It. And you can't stop even the corporate team. You'll hear them say, This is it. And they're not trying to talk about our team. They're just saying, This is it. So you can't stop saying, This is it. And, you know, who in the world, or all of us out there, would like to be able to say finally one time in your life, this is it, so that you could go and make a change, make a difference in not only your family's lives, but so many people's. But in turn, we can create a legacy. That's really what we're talking about here. We want to create a legacy for our families, because realistically, the way life should go. In fact, my pastor wrote a book, Further Faster, and it's all about you should take your life to another level, intellectual wise and financially, so that your next generation takes it to the next level and then the next level. That's how life is supposed to be. Think about it. If we were scientists and every time a scientist passed away, you had to start from zero, we never would have got out of the caveman age. You know what I mean? So this is how it should be working for our families as well. And this is your chance. And it's like you said, it's a chance to catch up very quickly, because we've proven that people can have this success very quickly. And I want to go back to what you were saying, as far as it took you a little while to see it. You know, you duplicated your sponsor, who's my longtime friend, like a brother, Paulo. He came to my house and he said no, but luckily he signed up, but he wasn't going to build it. But he made a mistake because he brought a friend, and I signed up his friend. So his friend, Miguel, he said his eyeballs got this big. Let me give you a little tip on networking. When my friend, who's like my brother, and my sister, Liliana, tell you no at your house, and they bring a friend, you stop focusing and you go right over to Miguel, and you're talking to him. Let them, like, okay, go over there, wherever you're going to go. You said no, I'm talking to him, and his eyeballs got this big. And if anyone knows anything about networking, you never let your brother, even Paulo isn't crazy enough to let me sign up Miguel by myself. He's going to get in and then let me work with Miguel. I will say this much. They didn't want to do it, but they signed up because, you know, we're brothers, not really brothers, but from another mother. And when I put the patch on Liliana, she went to the beach, because, you know, where I live here in South Florida, the beach is 10 minutes away. She no sooner went down to the beach, and a person walking along the beach said, "What is that patch on your neck?" And
because
she
you
doesn't
get
want to do it.
it's
So
a different,
that goes back to what Sylvia was saying. It's so simple and easy. And if you it's non-threatening. You just show them what you're wearing. People see it. You know, if you got pills, you got to get the pills out. If you got whatever you got, the concoction, it's not the same. Is you're wearing it, you're seeing it, and you could talk about it right then and there. But that's just a little bit of. I will say too that I was just telling somebody yesterday because I had four people, a couple of Gina's friends, and then some of their friends want to do the Zoom yesterday because we're doing the same thing we're telling everyone else to do. If you want to win, you got to keep setting the example. But they said to me, I said to them that, hey, you got to learn this is a very unique industry because people that say no are one day going to say yes. So when they come back to you, when you went now, all of a sudden you come to this realization that you want to do it. If you went to Paulo and he already quit, you're going to call me. And then that guy missed the opportunity. This happens many times in our industry that people give up on themselves way too soon. So whatever you do, stay active, stay on auto ship, and keep talking because you're going to find a Silvio 3 years after we talked to him. He finally says yes, and he's on fire. He's like the most excited momentum person in all of Portugal. And listen, my friend Paulo said no for a year and a half. When he finally says yes, within less than a year, he's the number one income earner in all of Europe, and Europe's been open for about 10 years, past everybody up. So you don't know what you got your hands on, but you're at least this is a whole different, like Silvio, you didn't have the checks from me and Paulo. So I had to go on faith because the checks were so small. I was like, I hope they're going to be bigger than this. But now they're humongous. The checks are huge because the company went from 100 million when I started to 600 million. And they've never missed on the logistics, like the shipping of the product, because they make their own. That's another caveat that this company manufactures their own products. Most companies, right, Silvio, 99.9%, you know them, they have third parties manufacture their products.
Yeah, and the logistic is really complicated. This is an envelope. It's really incredible. And when I finally got it, I see, well, there is so many people that love multi-level marketing because multi-level marketing can be frustrating. It's like hate, love at the same time. But there is no better life in the world that the life that you have success inside of this industry. You have an incredible life. You have so much better life that you are bored. You don't need to work anymore. You earn a lot of money and you were bored. That's what everyone want to achieve. No need to work and earn a lot of money. You said I was once one of the times that I was in your home. You have a big boat because you love skiing, and we have a party on the boats and we skiing and so on. And the lake, you use the lake only for yourself because it was a day in the weekend,
Yeah,
in the normal day, and
yeah,
there is a luxury
yeah,
condominium,
yeah,
doctors, uh, guys that have factories, all millionaires there, and all of them are working, as you said, and we are playing in the lake. It's
yeah,
like you have a private lake.
yeah.
So there is no better life than multi-level marketing when you earn money seriously. So when I saw this, I say, well, the amount of people like myself that was I was not doing MLM, and at that time
Yeah.
a few months ago I was like kind of retired. I earn a lot of money. I have some like a bank account, but from the last 3 years I was spending these bank accounts without looking, only looking for. I don't want to do nothing that is more the same. So I was looking, I was praying every day, God, give me the opportunity to have the right thing on my hands because I know my strength, I know my value. I really only need something really powerful. I don't want to do the same. And well, when we ask, God's listen. And I'm sure that you were in the same position a few months ago. I'm sure. I know you, I'm sure. And
Well, I like what you said there, Silvio, because I didn't want to, I just want to, that, we were doing the same thing. We were successful, but we were living off of our savings. And we're saying, hey, we need to do something. So we're praying and researching and praying more. And point is that how many people, like you said, are out there praying and looking? We don't know how many, but I would say there's more people praying and looking than not. So the timing couldn't be better. And one thing about Silvio and I is he uh, he's very good online. He's very good at the internet and very good on these kind of things, these digital. That's why we're doing this podcast, because he knows how to hook it all up. Where I'm more of a in person, on the phone type person, but I love that we can connect. I learned from Silvio. I learned enough from you just to be dangerous online, Silvio. But I still don't know what I'm doing. But the funny thing is that when we had that second company, they sold it, and it wasn't ever the same, and it kept crumbling and crumbling down to basically nothing. And that's why we were living on our savings and praying for something, just like Sylvia was praying. But before that happened completely, Sylvia and I met, and one thing he knows, and I know about him, we both have tenacity. We both are not afraid to work, and we'll do whatever we can do as long as it's legal and ethical. I mean, I'm saying is we were working our hardest to make something work that never did work, but we sure know each other's efforts. So one of the things that I could suggest to people too, is I've done this before, is I've called up a friend and said, hey, Nookit, I apologize that what we did before didn't work, but you know I tried. We all tried. I am on to something I'm confident that's going to work this time. So we're seeing a lot of people that never succeeded in networking and MLM are winning with this, because it's so easy to talk about, and it's easy to share, and people are more open. If they're more open, it's kind of like, handing honey to bees. You know what I mean? Like, if they're open, it's a lot easier. The timing is perfect around the world.
Yeah. And I'm sure that there is millions of people that there is a lot of people. I saw the people that we will talk about this, the people that got in on stage in your last event. You made an event for your team that is bigger than most of the MLM companies in US. It was amazing. And when you call only the people that earn more than $1 million, it was amazing, amazing. And I saw two things. I was looking things that most of the people that don't have experience don't see it. I
Yeah.
was seeing all these immense people that takes all the stage. The stage was enormous and was completely full of people that earns more than $1 million in 35 months. I saw two things. I saw people that never ever have any kind of experience in MLM. That was the first adventure, and they were on stage earning more than $1 million. It's crazy. For it means that people without any kind of experience can really do it really big in this. And the second one, I saw a lot of MLMers that was exactly in the same stage that we love the industry, and we are desperately looking for something that make us our hearts blooming, that excite us, because earning money is one thing. Earning money, helping a lot of people and get you really excited that you don't sleep, you just want to talk, you are so excited. I never saw so excited people here, because when you put something and you know that this will change his life, it's something that you feel really proud to talk about it. So it's a complete different kind of energy that I saw here. And
I wanted to say that on that too, Silvio, is that you have a lot more feeling good about yourself and more confidence and proud of this technology than anything else, because you talked about it before. Like, it's life changing. So people that have an issue with their heart are seeing results. People with their skin, people with their brains, people with their pain, many different things are seeing results. But it's and no one else has anything like this, versus, oh, I got some shampoo, like, who cares? You know what I mean? Like any other company I ever seen, you kind of have your head down because it's so embarrassing that you've got it when they have it at the grocery store or the health food store. So here, nobody else has this, and it works such an amazing way for everybody. The results are off the chart. They'll bring you to tears what the results people are getting from the product.
2 weeks ago, I was in a conference that they talk about the Carmen. Carmen is talking his history of fibromyalgia with 4 years, more than 10 years, 15 years on bed. Everybody on this call was 100 people. Everybody got emotional. Everybody. I never saw something. Everybody. I was crying, and it was the most proud moment of my career on that day.
You're involved, that you're involved with us.
Yeah. It's something that we cannot explain. I'm not a newbie. So when a newbie sees things, they get excited. No. I'm not. I'm excited because I recognize the power that we have here. And immediately I saw that with this, I can really change my life, and I can really have the power, the tools that I prayed so many times, because I love to help people, and because you love to help people, we have the same DNA there, yeah. And when you have something that you are sure that you can help people, gives you a strength that it's yeah. So what happened in these 35 months, that what you think were the reasons, what you do, that all the people here that listen can mimic you, that can copy you, model you, so they can have the same or more success or less success, it doesn't matter. But what you think that all the leaders that I saw in the stage, what they do, what they have in common, what you done, what you teach them, so everybody can really, if they do what you are doing, what you are telling now, they can have success. What?
Okay, first of all, I think this would be a good time to do a little disclaimer. Just tell the people this product doesn't heal anybody, doesn't mitigate any diseases. Just put it on, and people are getting testimonies, but we can't promise that anything's going to be healed. Another thing we can't promise is when I'm talking about what I did, we can't promise you any
I don't know if it was Steve Merritt or me. Can you tell me if everybody is listening correctly, or if it's a problem from Steve? I think I'm okay. Okay. It was Steve problem or my problem? You listen, Steve? Are you listening to me correctly? Hello? Steve is frozen. Okay. Okay, you can hear me. Okay, so perfect. So Steve will come back again, I think. I'm sure. Yeah, he will come back. So let's continue. I'm very excited, and I will continue this disclaimer. Nobody can promise results with this technology. Okay, nobody. So people are different one from another, and you have to try it. Okay, there is a lot of histories of results. So you have to try it. We cannot promise you will be good in X amount of time. We will be good. No, we cannot promise this. Okay. First, financial results. Because Steve has that results, or because I'm having results, it doesn't mean that you will have the same results. So we cannot promise to no one that they will have results, financial results with this. We don't know you. We don't know your dedication, your mindset, all the effort that we will put on this. Okay, so if there is a lot of people that are having success, if you do the same, you have high chances to have financial success here. But you have to do the work, of course, and we can't promise. Okay? Okay, I hope that you are listening correctly. You are listening, okay? Please tell me. I think it's okay. Okay, so Steve will come again. So when I really see that there is a unique product in the world, there is no competition. It's a company that have 20 years, so it's very solid. When I saw the explosion that Steve Merritt and his team provoked in this company, I saw that this can really, really be something special. Steve, are you there?
We have a big storm going on, so it's crazy. The devil doesn't want us to hear and get this out to everybody. It's such a powerful meeting today with everybody. In fact, people were texting, "Hey, Steve froze on there," but we were talking about,
I
how
already
do
made
we
the
do it? How do we
disclaimer.
get there?
I already make the disclaimer work, so you can move on. So
Yeah.
really,
Okay. Good.
everything is this.
Good. And we're having a little fun because I mean, the interesting thing is Silvio had made a good point. When he saw all those people succeeding, he could see that he can relate to somebody that's similar to him. And that's what we can do with this opportunity. And the biggest thing that you got to realize is that people are looking and they are praying and searching, like Silvio said. So you got to get excited about this. The next thing is the way of the future is really this is a very big point that I'm teaching people. And this point is people have to understand that you were taught in life to when you graduate out of school how to have a job or a career or profession, but it only counts on your sweat equity. As long as you're there, you get paid. You got to, with today's economy and the way the cost of living is going up, it's perfect timing for you to start learning the power of compounding your efforts or duplicating yourself. That is what is the reason why there's so much income here, is because it's very similar to franchising, but it's like you own your own franchise. When you buy a franchise, you bought a job unless you're the owner. Here, yes, you're not the owner, but if you go to this store, wherever you're at, we wear the patch just above our collar so everybody sees it. And if nobody's wearing it, it's wide open in your town or anywhere throughout Europe, which it is, and anywhere in America. It's open everywhere around the world. So you have a huge opportunity to duplicate your efforts. And by doing this, everyone is in their own business promoting the X39 themselves. Okay. But they're doing it for their own reasons. They're not doing it for yours. So now you get to be part of it. Like I'm on here with Silvio. We're talking to people. We're talking to friends. But whether you stop or not, they're not going to stop building for their dreams. So this is a very different way to generate income, but we got to educate people because nobody's heard of this, Silvio. You and I have heard about it, but people have been saying, "Oh no, we don't want to hear about it." So we really haven't educated many people for 3 decades because nobody wanted to hear about it. But now they're open to what we have our hands on because you can't keep up. Somebody said they're going to go share the opportunity to somebody that has 5 jobs between the husband and the wife. I mean, they're trying to duplicate themselves with jobs, but you want to duplicate yourself with friends and people that want to have their own dreams and goals. And it started from just me and Gina making a phone call, praying just like you were hoping it would work, to over 400,000, almost 500,000 people in their own LifeWave business promoting the X39. This is very, very interesting how it's duplicated so quickly. So I'll go past that in a second, but at least you could see why they need it and what has happened and how we got there so quickly. We didn't say anything special. I mean, you heard Liliana. She just went to the beach and they say, "What is that?" So it's really not that hard to talk. You can open up your own conversation, but you must understand the power of duplication. And that's what everybody needs to be educated on. And they're not at this moment. It's that message is wide open. They just keep trying to put in more hours, but that goes back to what you said. Now you don't have a life. you're only working all the time.
Yeah, and it's really unbelievable. So what uh, what uh, what do you think that will what do you think that it will be the right mindset or the better mindset to have successful here, to have a career here? What are the main points that, because as you told in the beginning, there are people that are reclaiming all the time and they will not have success on what they are doing and not even here. So there must be a change of mindset. So what do you think that if you have some mindset, you really can be successful in here? Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, the best thing about what we have our hands on is you get to do it part-time. So you really can't do it full-time. It's a part-time. Even Silvio said, once you're successful, you're still part-time. So if me and Silvio wanted to start a restaurant, we're going to have a lot of risk because we had to go to the bank to get a big loan, and we're there. We can't have any other jobs. Here, keep your career because that makes you relatable. And on your unproductive time, my pastor spoke on Saturday night. Wow, what a message. He was talking to people about the way you become wealthy is not 9 to 5. This was a pastor saying this. I didn't tell him what to say. You make money from 5 to 9. All the hours that nobody else is being using productive instead of watching Netflix, scrolling through your phone. Can you make calls and go and talk and patch people, tell them what we have our hands on? That's exactly what Silvio and me are doing and all of our friends. So use your unproductive time wisely, but you get to do it part-time and there's no risk. So this is a very, it's still this as much, the question was mindset, but it's a very different mindset than anyone else heard. You're not putting a lot of money to get started, but you got to act like you did. That mindset is you got to act like you invested $250,000 because what's going to make you move? Some people are very comfortable as far as financially, but they got no time. So that's going to make you more relatable. Second of all, you got to be coachable. You can't try to think that you've never done this before and you're going to try it on your own. Listen to what people have. Our team has all the training right on the website. It's in Portuguese, it's in many other languages, but you can go right onto the website. Second of all, understand that we have a system because you can't. Robert Kiyosaki, very successful businessman, will tell you systems are so important. You have to have a system. Ours is free. And I wanted to throw this back at Silvio because I really appreciate him because Silvio is more of a person that creates his own system. He's very good at it. He's very like myself. But I love what he said when Paulo said to him, Silvio, you can create a system. He said, you can tell me and Paulo talk. Silvio said, no, I just want to do whatever Steve's doing. I don't want to do nothing different. That's a very unique thing. And we're seeing that a lot of those people that were speaking on the stage at our event, Silvio, did come from other networks and they're leaders. And they were like, hey, these guys got something here. If you're a very successful networker or you have been or you know somebody, they understand when something's working, you don't break it. You just fall right in. You don't need to be the face. Just make the millions. You know what I mean? And then you can always change something as you want. But the way Gene and I are apart, Silvio knows this because last time we worked together, we all are apart. What do you think we should do? What should we do? When you're a team player, it's not all about us. So even if you watched our event, if somebody wants to watch it, they can get a replay. But the key is that if somebody came and attended that event that you watched, Silvio, you wouldn't walk away and say, you wouldn't even know who owns it. It didn't win. Gina spoke for 15 minutes. I mean, nobody would say this is a Steve and Gina show. It's a team effort. You got to your mindset can't be team. I mean, can't be my team. It's got to be the team. So it's a team effort, but understand the points. Here's what a system does. It teaches everybody what to do so that you don't have to be, the phone doesn't ring when everyone's being taught. The last mindset that you need here that nobody had, I'm not going to say nobody, but very few had in LifeWave for 18 years before we signed up. This is very important to know. Because this technology is so good, Merritt, the president of LifeWave, talked about this on the stage, if you remember, Silvio. She said that everybody else except for This Is It team, Steve and Gina's organization, they're looking for sick people, people that are limping, people that are about to get in the ambulance and then they stick them. All right. This is not how we built it. The mindset that we talk about is because nobody has this technology and everybody needs it, it screams opportunity. So you don't want to be left without the technology, but do you want to make money? And we are talking to people that are looking for an opportunity that they don't have to have a lot of risk. They just pick how many sleeves they want and they could go build a business. So this is a mindset that you must have. And because Silvio, the product is so superior, many, many people to this day go down that scientific disease route. And then it's very difficult because when you talk about opportunity, the questions are a lot different. It's a lot not so draining. Like you don't talk about diseases and does it cure this disease? Hey, I asked the question to David Schmidt. Does this technology basically work on any ailment anyone's going through? Remember I asked him that question. He said, yes, it works on everything.
Yeah.
So what there's no questions. We don't have to go down it. You got something, stick yourself, and you're going to start seeing a result, which is very, very, very fun.
When I will take your words that when I started, I built systems, all these kind of things, crazy things, all these years.
Yeah.
But your check and follow check get me humble. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I said, well, shut your mouth and do what they say to, because these checks don't lie, and you
Yeah.
don't try to say something, you just follow what they say.
Yeah.
And that's it, and that's it. And one very important thing is that people usually, when they saw this, they say, well, this is so powerful, but they don't do it because one simple thing, they say, I cannot do this. I will not able to do this. So when I saw the system, I said, well, and that's what I'm passing to all my team. And this is so simple. I never saw nothing like this so simple. So I say this. Okay, you have a friend of yours. You say, put here, put this. Here is a link that explain everything. I don't will not explain nothing. And then I make a WhatsApp group with some people that are experts on this, and if you have any questions they will tell you. So they make a WhatsApp group, they put me on the group, they put the appliance that they've experienced, and then put the person there and say, well, you have the patch, see the videos with the link, and then here is my friend, Steve Merritt is a really good friend of mine. He's a specialist on this technology. Here is Paulo. He's a great friend of mine. They know everything. And if you have any questions, let me put tomorrow what is the best time, and we make a conference call here on WhatsApp. That's it. That's it. You don't need you only need to be the bridge. If the person is in your neighborhood, you put this. If it's a guy in the other part of the world, is a business guy, you say, well, I have a thing completely crazy, very disruptive. I will make a WhatsApp group with two incredible business guys that have a lot of success. I put there inside the link. You see all the information, and then let's talk tomorrow. That's it. Anyone can do it.
We've been doing that. We've been talking to people in Costa Rica, in America, in all different parts of the world, because his neighbors he can go talk to very easily. But people all everywhere else, we get on a WhatsApp call or a Zoom call and keep it very simple. But it's fun too to do it this way. So I encourage everyone to team up with their person. But I mean, Silvio puts me on the call with somebody that is looking and hungry. It's not just we're not just calling anybody. He's it's in America it's called vetting. They make sure that the person really does want to take advantage of the opportunity and then has some questions. So make sure that if you're going to be successful in this, you're just looking for the people. I mean, you can't say the wrong thing to somebody who's looking. If someone's looking, they're going to say, who can I talk to get more information? You know what I mean? And they'll tell you. So make sure, but you got to, in part of our system is we encourage everyone minimum. This is not maximum or this is this minimum. speak with 5 people. We call them pro, patch or contact 5 people a day, and then follow up with the ones that are interested and put them on a Zoom. But you got to stay consistent with that 5. And we're kind of talking a little bit about, Steve, how did you do this? Well, from my experience, I know a little bit of who you want to talk to. And this is very important because it could save you years of working. You look for people that are not afraid to succeed. Silvio likes to win. Myself, I was down on my luck, but I like to win. It's not that they don't have to be winning at the moment, but if they have that spirit of they believe in themselves, you're looking for that. A risk taker, people that have done something. A lot of times people say my group won't do anything, or they've sponsored all these people that have never done anything in their life, and you have to motivate them every single morning. That drains you. You want somebody like Silvio that says, I'm going to pass Paulo, I'm going to pass Steve. You're looking for people like this that want to pass you up, and then it's so much more fun. So if I could give you a little bit of an insight, we're not saying to prejudge anyone, but if you're not seeing the results of people signing up and doing something that you'd like, look at your people. Silvio, years ago, somebody did this. Now, it's a little bit tough to hear it, but I'm going to say it. He said, look at the people that you're working with, okay? Is that a person that you could count on your family's financial freedom? And if not, then you got to inside our system, we say, talk to people that are your social economic level or above. So they're living in your neighborhood. You graduated school with them. It could be ambition level as well, but it can't be like employee really doesn't have their own business like you. You got to talk to another business owner. You don't just talk to, if you're a doctor, you don't talk just to your patients. You talk to other doctors or other business people, somebody at your level and above, because even though that meeting had 4,000 plus people the other weekend, 2 weekends ago, it really came from 10 of my friends that I spoke with that filled the room. Now, I had more personal legs in the room, but really about 10 people put 4,000 people in the room. That's not very many people. 3 people will really set you free in this business. You find 3 people and you help them succeed like we're doing here today. You do that and you're gonna see incredible success. The company wants to reward, their plan is they want to reward millions of dollars to people that find 3 people. So there you go.
Yeah, so the key point when you started between the difference of the 20 years of LifeWave was exactly looking for entrepreneurial spirit. Of course, you want to help everybody with the product, of course, but you put all the people around you with the product, but at the same time, you focused on entrepreneurs, on business guys, on people that do this and work. Yes,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
correct.
and you have to make sure that you're looking and asking and making sure it's not just you could assume somebody wants to make more money, but you really got to find someone that's open and coachable and they're looking for an opportunity, but they're all out there. It's like a lot of time. Okay, Gina spoke with a gentleman the other day that just bought one of those IV stores. I don't know if they're popular in Portugal, but you get the IV and you get energy. They put like vitamins in you with an IV. I'm not a doctor, but I've gone to them. Okay, and he said that she told him how much money you could make in this opportunity, and he said somebody else shared me the patches, but they never told me the money and they never followed up. So here they kind of set the door open for Gina. The guy signed up because he wants to make money. He just spent $250,000 he said, if I would have known there was this much money, I never would have bought this place. So there are people making that mistake to this day. They're not talking about opportunity, where more people really are praying for opportunity than they are to be healthy.
Yeah. So to finish up, it was a really amazing
Yeah.
live. I'm very excited with it, and thank you to be here. And I'm sure that this live will trick a lot of heads. So, what scares me and excites me is that what you've done in these 35 months was completely amazing. But what is really incredible is that it's only to put the grounds,
Right.
put the I don't know in English.
Foundation. It's called in America, it's foundation.
The foundations, yes,
Yeah.
yes, the foundations. Now in Portugal, I say to everybody, thank you, because all this incredible leadership works really hard in the last 3 years, that now we have um, an autobahn, a street for cars with 5 lanes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because when you start something, you make a call with 2 people. The next Zoom you have 3. The next Zoom you have 1 because the other 2 are not there. You know, it takes time to make an event with a lot of people and all these kind of things. So it takes time to build up. So when I started, I saw everything is done. This incredible leadership makes conference every day. They have incredible with a lot of energy events. So I imagine you starting without no results, and now someone that enters like me that can take all this work. So I imagine that what can be done in the next years will be something amazing. What is your vision about the next years, and what do you think that will happen in the next years? What
Okay,
is
first of all, that's very good that you see this. And uh, one thing that when you know how to build a proper foundation, you can see the results in a way that I'll show you how to look at it. There's a couple companies, Direct Selling News, that for the last 2 years, they've named us the #1 momentum company by the numbers. They can look at the numbers. Business for Home is another company, businessforhome.org. You can go on there. We're ranked #1. Okay. Now they kind of calculate a little bit different, like kind of clicks and stuff, where Direct Selling News goes by volume and what's happening. So I like that one a little bit better. But Business for Home, we've been #1 for like a year or 8 months, and then somebody else took over because they go by clicks. But just wait there. Don't. Sometimes when you're #1, it's kind of more pressure. So don't worry, you could be #2. But all of a sudden, a few weeks ago, that #1 dropped to #9, and we're back up to #1. This is why, because we have people that are succeeding. So what you want is you want to have leaders that are backed up by leaders, backed up by people that are making money. And if everybody is succeeding and winning, you don't have this straight up and then a crash. So that's what you saw at our event, that all these people are winning and succeeding. And even the ones that are not in our organization, everybody knows this, that when somebody comes in and starts building it, everybody else wakes up, gets off the couch, and they're all winning as well. But I will say that a key thing that they never did here, another thing, is no team took serious the event to event strategy that is really basically, Sylvia, you and I know it's networking 101. If you don't go from event to event, nobody sees the big picture of what it can go. I mean, you had to admit you were watching it virtually, but that was so, can you imagine if you were there? I mean, it was crazy 2 weeks ago to have over 4,000 people. So I want you to understand that that's very powerful. We only have 2 because my wife, Gina, she doesn't like to waste anybody's money. So we have one that's in person and one that's virtual. Now on the virtual, about 500 people can attend. So if you want to, you can attend our one that's going to happening in January. Get with Silvio, but it's going to be incredible. And then we also have it on virtual. But then in the summer we have the in-person event. Don't be fooled by the corporate versus the team event. The corporate event is to give you the vision of the company, to tell you new products that are coming out, to tell you these things, all right? Inventions that might be coming out, different things like that. But they can't teach you exactly how to build it because there's other teams. So the teams are all teaching different. So even when I speak, it's like a watered down generic approach versus coming to our event where we still had David Schmidt teach. We had the president, Merritt, Geraldo Dorelli, and Janine Weber, who's the VP of North America. So you still have that corporate appeal. It's just that everyone on the stage teaches you exactly what to do and how to do it. So if you're wanting to know, do not miss the next event that's coming up, because look at what Silvio, his eyeballs are this big because of what he saw. So now we do have the virtual, but if you can somehow get there, it's incredible. Sylvia, I want to let you know that they're about to announce a new incentive trip for a mid-tier rank. When you hit a rank anywhere around the world, gets to come to corporate and experience the world headquarters and the Welcome Center, which is in Utah. I just so happen to buy a house down the street from the corporate headquarters. So we're going to bring everyone that's on our team over to the house and have fun with everybody. So point is that we're serious about this. And when I travel to Portugal, I've been there 27 times. I'm rarely, unless they're in this business networking, I rarely have people that have been to America. So that's why I was very persistent on, I want to make sure that we can bring people to all the way to America, because it's actually an incentive to entice someone. Hey, look, you get to come to America. You bring a friend, your spouse or a friend, and they fly you there to experience the world headquarters. So this is something new. They just keep adding more money and more travel. I've never seen anything like this. It's definitely not like your boss.
Yeah, it's amazing. We are in qualification for the cruise. By the
Yeah.
way, I'm the number one in Portugal with more points for the cruise.
Before we go further, first, congratulations. And look at, he's just following. Here's a leader who could easily say, oh, I want to do this or this way, just following and winning. And we're having fun, all of us putting this together. So don't miss the simplicity of what we got our hands on that's already prepared for us. Is everything perfect? No, I call it like a 20-year startup, which what this is the blessing we have. Like normally, Silvio, the trackers that you get are in the corporate back office. This company hasn't been able to put a tracker in the back office for 3 years. No problem. We make our own tracker, and this is the blessing. If it was all perfect, it'd be too late. So get excited that everything isn't perfect, and we're having a blast helping the company take it to the next level.
Yeah, yeah. And even usually when you have a 20 years company, usually a lot of people from all over the world already heard it about it. And you have to explain, and here, no, Europe, nobody heard it about it. Even in the US, within 20 years, it's nothing, it's show in the radar when you start it. It's really amazing. So
Silvio, I want to tell you something that you are not going to believe this, because this was before you came there. When I first came, 18-year company, and I'm not trying to pick on them. I'm just saying that this tells you the opportunity. They classified Europe as a country. Like, you know how every other business you ever been in, you got Germany, you got France, you got Portugal. Here, Europe was a country. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is wide open for everybody. So any one of you Europeans, it is wide open.
yeah, nothing done. It's amazing. So Steve, what are your final words, and your best advice for someone that is listening here, and what is your best advice and your final words?
First of all, I'm so excited to be on here today with my friend Silvio. He's a longtime friend. Most of you watching don't know this, but he is. And it took him 3 years to decide that this is it. Okay. Listen, what if I would have quit? There's a very fine line. So don't make the mistake of leaving too soon, because what else are you going to go back to? Like, let's challenge the people. I mean, what are you going to go back to? A mediocre life, a job, a boss? I mean, appreciate what you have, but this is too big to miss, and nobody knows about it. Have a coachable attitude, have a positive spirit. People don't want to be around somebody that's negative, so you're going to have to work a little bit on being positive if you're not real. I had to do that. I'm a competitor, so I'm a little mean-spirited or competitive-spirited. You can't just snarl and look at like you do at a competitor. Here, you got to smile. But I mean, to make this kind of money, you can smile, start saying hi to people. You might not be comfortable. Europeans aren't quite like that sometimes, but here's a very good positive thing for you Europeans. When I started, the number one country was Japan. In 60 days, we took it from Japan, and America has never looked back. It's so far ahead of everybody. It's incredible. That's why I haven't come to Europe or anywhere in a big way. Normally, Sylvia will tell you that these network marketing companies, they start in America, but they never launch here. They go to Kazakhstan, they go to Indonesia, because they know they can't fool the Americans, okay? Well, the Americans are crushing this, and that's a very big thing for when that happens. When that happens in a company, rarely happens. It happened to my company the last time that I had this success. Then everybody around the world is looking at America, and now this is the time. So, like what Silvio said, we're number one, but nobody still knows about us. Even if it's a leader in networking, they don't really know the facts. They don't know who the number one couple is. They don't know we're number one in the momentum ranks. They don't know much. So you just have to help answer their questions. Somebody said to me when I first got in, I've already heard of X39. Well, you haven't heard it from me. So you see, like now they're the highest rank. So you have to have a little bit of a, not necessarily what you say, but how you say it, and have some confidence. But anyone can do that. You could do that. You just let the guys know that there's something big. But if you realize that you're probably never ever in the history of your life going to have fall upon an opportunity like this with this many people that want to bring you to the finish line and help you succeed. So if you've never done a network, you couldn't find a better team. I mean, if this company is the number one company in the entire industry and our team is the fastest number one team in this company, we're the number one company in the we're the number one team in the entire industry. I mean, you ever want to be on the winning football team? Well, you are. And I'm talking soccer for all of you in Portugal. If you're in America, that's what they call soccer in Portugal, guys in America. In America, you want to win the Super Bowl, you're on the Super Bowl winning team. You want to win the World Cup in soccer, you're on the team. So don't miss. And think about all the players are saying, here's how you win. They're not like saying, look at who I am. I've arrived. Look at where you're at. We're not talking down on anybody. We're like saying, hey, we were there. We want to pull you up and have you come. So whatever you do, don't make the mistake of thinking there's anything else out there like this. We got to go make this happen for you. And if you can't make this work, like Silvio said, you're sticking a patch on people or telling them about a patch, and you're helping them win and succeed. The product is this thin to get around. You're talking about sleeves. We're talking about this kind of income. If you can't succeed here, you're never going to succeed in anything else. I don't care if it's conventional or networking. This is the simplest thing you're ever going to win at. So, and remember, your kids are watching you. Your friends are watching you. Your grandkids are watching you. You quit. You just set up them for admission that they could quit if they want to quit on something. Push through, because Sylvia will tell you there's too many good people here that want to help you win and succeed. And I'm so glad that we had to have this talk. And I hope you guys are getting this, that are watching it, that you're seeing that there's a huge potential and a team of people that really do care. I'm going to tell you something, Sylvia. I've seen this industry for 37 years. So a lot of the people that were on the stages weren't the same people in person. My wife's and my goal is to be the same person on the stage as we are down there talking to the people on an everyday basis. So guess what? That happens. You bring in those same kind of people. So you attract the kind of person you are. So I don't think you're ever going to find anything. Are we perfect? No, nobody's perfect, okay? But we try our best to sincerely help everybody that wants to win. So I'm praying that if you're watching this and you're not in, get in. If you are in, get serious. 5 people a day. If you're going to talk to 5 people as a minimum. If you're married, you should each talk to 5 people. I mean, Silvio's not rocketing through the ranks at the number one person in Europe for the Bahama cruise, just talking to 5 people. Talk to people. And I built my whole business, by the way, on my phone, not social media, building the business. So whatever way you've got, but I mean, at least you know the number one guy just picked up the phone and called people. So I'm looking forward to getting to know and shaking your hand if I haven't met you yet, because I'm sure there's a lot that are on here. But I will say that you can make this happen, and you're with a bunch of people. If you're on Silvio's team, I know you're on a phenomenal leadership that he teaches, and he's going to teach the same thing that we're doing. All of us are winning and succeeding. You never want to change something that's working. So I'm glad that you invited me on, Silvio. I think it's we're gonna bless a lot of people when they hear the replay.
Thank you. And so, talking about replay, I always do this in a way that everybody can use our lives. So make sure that if you are getting excited with this opportunity, please make sure to contact only the person that gives you this link. Okay, you own him this. Okay, so talk with him. He will connect with all the leadership, and he will be in the really good games. Okay, so if you are not invited by myself or by Steve, talk only with the person that gives you. It will be the right person to put you in the business. Okay, thank you, Steve. I'm really appreciate it. I told you that will be really cool. Okay, I hope that you like it. I love to be here with you in this live. I'm sure that this will help a lot of people, and I'm really, I want to give you a big hug as soon as possible.
We're gonna do it in the Bahamas. In the Bahamas.
Sure, or before, okay?
Okay.
Thank you,
Love
Steve.
you.
All,
Thank.
yeah.
Great day. Everybody else have a great, fantastic rest of the day and evening.
Bye bye. Ciao, ciao.